to talk about investment alternatives. So let's just recall that we can put our money into two different kinds of accounts. We can put it into simple interest accounts, and here is the formula to calculate the interest, and then we can put it into compound interest accounts as well. And when looking at the same interest rate, say 5%, if we calculated our investment based on compound interest, it's actually the better bet. Okay, just a recall. So now, sometimes investments carry an element of risk. An example of these are stocks and mutual funds. And just a little thing on mutual funds. So mutual fund is like a pool of money. So I could put my money into a certain mutual fund, and so could you, and so could maybe your parents, okay, maybe your friends. And maybe, for example, the mutual fund would put the money into like 10 stocks and maybe like 5 bonds and other types of investments as well. Keep some for cash savings. Okay, so a good thing about mutual funds is it diversifies your portfolio. You may have stocks based on financials or based on energy or based on technology, okay, and so on. So some pros of higher risk investments. So when there's a higher risk, you can also have possible higher return. I'm going to put an arrow up, return. But at the same time, it's also possible as a con to lose money. Okay, sometimes with higher risk investments, there is a manager of the fund, but then sometimes there's not. Okay, and it's quite inexpensive to get into. So like the fees are low. Sometimes when there's a manager of a fund, the fees are higher, but the actual fee to invest is not much. And another con is that stocks require you to buy, for example, 10 shares. But what if the shares are $1,000 each? Well, who has $10,000 laying around, right? So you have to require more upfront money. Okay, so let's take a look at some examples. Okay, example 1, negative interest. So, for example, a mutual fund has an average rate of return. So when we talk about this, it's like annual. Okay, of negative 5.29. Yes, you read this correctly. This is negative. Okay, that means on average that mutual fund has went down. Okay, calculate the approximate value of a $1,000 investment after 2 years. Okay, so let's calculate the amount, and we know usually it's like 1 plus 0.0529, right? But in this case, it's actually 1 minus. And what we're going to see here, 1 minus 0.0529, 941. Okay, so what we're going to see here is that instead of making 105% of your money, like taking back this 100% of your money, this question actually shows right here as the interest rate or as the return rate, you're only taking back every single year 94% of what you actually originally put in. So 1,000 times 0.941 squared, I get 885.48. Sorry, this is 9471. Wondering why I was getting the wrong answer. There we go. Okay, and then that's squared. So I get 896.99841. Of course, we're just going to round it to the 2 decimals. So let's go 897. So after 2 years, your investment actually went down from $1,000 to 897. Okay, now let's, for B, calculate the value of an investment after 2 years if there's a managing fee of 2% per year. So amount, we're still putting in $1,000, so it's the same one. Okay, this time, so we're not only losing 0.0529, we're also losing 2%. So 0.02. Okay, so this time it's 0.9271. So this is what we're actually getting in return. 1,000, 0.9271 squared. So I get 859. The color went off. Okay, 859.51. 859.51. Oh, it's being fussy. 859.51. So now, after 2 years, if there's also a 2% management fee, you're going from $1,000 to $859.51. Because if you think about it, of $1,000, if you calculate 2%, that's $20. That's $20 a year approximately that you're spending on management fees, and that's quite high. Okay, and the last thing that I want to take a look at is regular investment plans. Okay, what are regular investment plans? Okay. This is when money comes out of your account, bring this down here, and is put into an investment. Mutual funds is very common. Mutual funds, put into investment at regular intervals. At regular intervals. Okay, for example, monthly or bi-weekly. A lot of people do this right when they're paycheck. So if you get paid on a Tuesday, every other Tuesday, then every other Wednesday, maybe $50 will come into your account and go into like a mutual fund. Okay, so the pros. There's something called dollar cost averaging, and what dollar cost averaging is that if you buy on kind of like a regular investment plan, if you buy little by little, maybe once each month, maybe $1,000 every month rather than once a year at $12,000, what's going to happen is that your investment is going to be, because the shares go up and down and they fluctuate over time, you're going to end up growing, like investing the same amount of money, but your investment is going to be worth more because on average, you are going to invest at a lower cost. Okay. Another pro is that people don't notice it coming out. So it's just like a little tiny amount, maybe $50, $100, but then it adds up quickly. Little amounts add up quickly. So if you can go without, I think we can all go out without maybe $50, but at the end of the year, can you go out without $600? Like, that's a lot of money, right? You don't even notice. Okay, cons of regular investment, you have to schedule it into your budget. Okay, so you actually have to do your budget and live without it. And I like regular investments. You have to have the money in your account. Okay, money must be in account, because if not, the financial institution is going to try to pull it out, and then you're going to get an NSF charge, so insufficient funds charge, which is right now currently $42.50, maybe $45, around there. So that's a huge, if you're only trying to invest maybe $50. Okay, and you can stop this at any time, so I guess that's a pro too. I personally like RIPs, so regular investment plans, stop at any time. So I would encourage everybody when they start to work to have one of these.